All the stuff I hated, I did it one last time and I recorded it. Put it into Trainually, and now whoever you hire trains on the thing you used to do. That's the people model. Here's a quick lesson you gotta learn. Most people interact with your business how they interact with their own business. This is a great teaching lesson. This is what we steal from Chick-fil-A, predictability. If you don't have predictability in your business, chances are we cannot build a brand, we cannot build something extensive. Shout out to Chick-fil-A, y'all will send me a gift card for this. I have a confession to make. I stole from Chick-fil-A, and I want to share with you 3 things that I stole from Chick-fil-A that every entrepreneur should steal too, that you can use in your business to get the same level of success. Welcome back to Monetize with Marcus. Here's my goal of Monetize with Marcus: to take all the questions that you would ask Google, ChatGPT, or YouTube and answer it in video form, so you don't have to search all over the internet. You can come to one place and get a video from someone who's actually done the thing instead of random articles that's nothing more than just you clicking links and reading and you're like, what's right, what's wrong? That's the goal of Monetize with Marcus. And once you've got the answer, to show you how to go from raw idea into income. Well, we can't waste no time today. We got a lot to teach. As you all know, Chick-fil-A has taken the world by storm. You don't even want to call them a fast food restaurant. It's like gourmet food. It's like, baby, get on your best dress. Where we going, Chick-fil-A? It's the best to ever do, but it's so many lessons that we can learn. I truly believe that we can learn from larger businesses, things that we can implement in our own. And it's 3 specific things that we can all steal from Chick-fil-A that we can use in our business. And I think you're going to want to write this down, because most of us go and eat there, but we don't realize that every time we go in the drive-thru, we are missing a business lesson. I have become obsessed with Chick-fil-A. I'm talking about from the origin of how they started, from their backstory, how they got in food courts long before food courts was a thing. Y'all do realize, like, years and years and years ago, food courts and malls wasn't a real thing. When food courts became popular, Chick-fil-A, right in Atlanta and Greenbrier, was in the mall. But forget all that, because you can't take that and put it in your business. But what can you implement in your business from Chick-fil-A? We got to go to the board and draw up the play. I can't even sit here and teach you right now. Number 1, 3 things we can steal from Chick-fil-A that we can use in our business. So let's write this here. 3 things we can steal from Chick-fil-A. Now, this is going to be so important. First things first. The first thing that we steal from Chick-fil-A is the people model. Now, when I say people, I am not talking about customers. I'm going to say this again. When I say people, I am not talking about customers. What am I talking about? How does a multinational, multi-billion-dollar company have a plan so dope that they can hire a 16, 17-year-old that cares about their check and not the company and still maintain the standard that customers love? Hold on, look, we can steal this. And we have to. Why do we have to steal this? Because we got to think about, how do you hire someone today and have them ready to serve someone tomorrow? Like, I don't know if it's somebody's first day at Chick-fil-A or not. Like, what is the training process that is the people model that we can all steal? Now, here's how I think we ought to start doing this and how we can steal the people model. Chick-fil-A already has a detailed plan from each part of it, from the drive-thru to inside, to the front counter, to who cooks the food. They have separated each one of these roles to make sure that every role makes up how every person can impact the company. For instance, when you drive up most places, especially if you go to a particular restaurant, I won't say which one, and it's going to tell you, the people model will tell you, hey, the first window is broken, drive around to the other window. What restaurant is that? Type it in the chat. What restaurant am I talking about? You've expected, hold on, you have 2 windows, but one of the windows never work. Like, what restaurant am I talking about? That means the people model is broken. What restaurant do you go to that you don't expect a person to address you as a person? You expect them to say, next, drive around front, number 273. No. Chick-fil-A addressed me as a person. Mr. Rozier, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. The people model means that they have created a system that no matter which person is on the shift, I get the same experience. So let me ask you, What can you steal from Chick-fil-A in reference to duplicating the idea of you as a CEO into all the people that would interact with your customers in your company? Because you won't be able to be present. Here's a quick lesson you got to learn. Most people interact with your business how they interact with their own business. This is a great teaching lesson. What do I mean? If a person is a solopreneur and everything in their business they do, their expectation is for you to respond to them like they would respond to other people. Why does it take so long? Well, I'm going to give you an example. Y'all know I'm a Tesla guy. I got 3 of them joints. I got an issue happening with one of my Teslas. I went on the app, which you can't call Tesla or pull up. You can't just drive up and say, I need my car fixed. You got to go in the app, schedule an appointment. So I went to schedule an appointment in August. You know when Tesla told me the next available appointment is? October 16th. Now, Tesla is a $1 billion company that don't have no availability for a $100,000 Model X truck until October. Now, in our minds, if a person reached out to a solopreneur's business, what would they think? See, this is bad business. How y'all gonna sell me something you don't have no appointments until 2 months later? Tesla's telling you, you ain't my only customer. Now, what can they put in place from the people model to make sure that everyone feels supported, feel respected, but also recognize that this is a multinational company? We all want to feel like we are individualized, but there needs to be some respect for the overall company, because people will interact with you how they interact with their company. So the people model is to make sure that you and every person in your company over communicates not just what you're selling them, but the overall company experience and vision. Chick-fil-A does that. Why? When you pull up, you in the car, there's somebody with an iPad taking your order. You go anywhere else and they do that? No, that's a people model. How does a person know what to say to you? How does the person know what to type in? How does the person know how to communicate? How does the person know what to say and how to connect you from the person on the iPad to the person on the drive-thru to the person cooking? That means all the people in the company are connected. So what can you take from this? I want you to write out, start with all the stuff you hate doing in your company. I think you ought to start there. And I want you to take those things and do it one last time really, really good. I hate doing this, 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 hate doing this. But I'm going to do it one more time really good. Why? That's the training model to be able to teach everybody else and quiz them on it. What did you catch what I just told you? What software can you use? Trainually. Trainually is a software that you can upload. Why don't you screen share you typing out your captions? Why don't you screen share you creating content? Why don't you screen share how many spaces go between your captions? Like for me, I've been blessed to now we have a social media manager, right? Gig is up. They post for me, but they post like I would post. I do a double call to action. So my social media manager know first line of call to action, space, the teaching is in the middle, the call to action is again at the end. They know that Marcus used to go and read his analytics every night. So what does my social media manager do? Take the same analytics I would read and now give them to me. I just did it one last time. All the stuff I hated, I did it one last time and I recorded it, put it into Trainually, and now whoever you hire trains on the thing you used to do. That's the people model. Because guess what? If I fire my social media manager today, by tomorrow I can train somebody and have them doing the same thing. That's Chick-fil-A. I don't know who got fired yesterday. I don't know who's going to get fired today. I just know my experience is not going to change based on who's working, because they have taken a model that I call the people model, that regardless of who's working there, the experience remains the same. That's what you can steal from Chick-fil-A. Take the things you hate doing. Do it one last time really, really good. I'm talking about do it really good. And here's what's so amazing about this. You could do it in video. Now with softwares and AI, whatever the video is, you can transcribe it into written. You can take it into written and do it into an outline. You can take it from an outline and do it and turn it into a quiz. Just like that, you got a training manual for what you hated doing that you did one last time really good. Somebody ought to raise my pay in here. That was so good. So the people model, second thing we can steal from Chick-fil-A. Hope you got this. The people model is how you take the concept, the things in your business, and you're able to transfer this from just the concept of the business owner. Kathy Truitt is not there serving us food, but the original idea of the owner is transferred through the people. Say it again. The original idea, if you are obsessed with your customers, your original idea must be transferred to the people that work for you. If you say, Marcus, I don't have people that work for me, well, it got to be transferred into this second one, into a process. Because what you don't do with people, you put into a process. Now, this is not just the increment. This could be steps. This could be software. This could be automation. Let's slide up. This could be automation. This could be AI. This could also be, ladies and gentlemen, you got steps, software, automation, AI. This could also be where you take this and put it into a system. Now, how is a system different from steps? Steps are in the chronological order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. System, it goes into, if we do this, then we do this. It creates scenarios that is duplicatable. So this is the sequence that you do things, which is the steps. The system is how and why you do it, and the software is what supports it. See how this comes together? That boy teaching. The steps, I do number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So what's the steps? Let me break this down for you. If you are making fried chicken, cabbage, yellow rice, and cornbread, which one you cook first? You definitely don't make that chicken first. That ain't gonna take that long. But man, that cornbread gonna take a little long. Rice don't take as long, but you go ahead and turn that water on. I suggest you start with the cabbage. Turn that water on, get it going, put a little butter in there. Now, you know what you want the meal to be, but the sequence in which you cook them should be different. That's what steps make you do. I know that the end result is to work with a customer. What steps do I need in place in order to support the customer? That then goes into, if I say, here are the steps for a new customer. Here are the steps for an old customer. Here are the steps for a disgruntled customer. Here are the steps if a customer's wait time is too long. You do know Chick-fil-A has a thing that notifies the wait time in the drive-thru, and if it's longer than a certain time, how do they know when to tell you drive around and we'll bring the food out? Because there's a timer that says if a person's waited longer than this, get them out of the line. Every business needs to have this stuff. If a person waits longer than this, then move them around. Well, this just happened. I'm not telling you something that I'm making up. This just happened in my company. So I have not sent an email in probably 3-4 years. But I started studying Chick-fil-A and I said, I wonder how long it takes for people to hear back. So I had my team start pulling reports, pull every email for them all. Like, this takes too long. Here's what we need. Divide it out. Communicate with people how our overall operations work. Why? The person doesn't understand who's receiving what email, who's replying to what email. So I said, hey, let's communicate what our back end looks like. So the person understands that, hey, I'm the person receiving it, just like Chick-fil-A has a person taking the order, but there's a person who's cooking it. The same person that receives the email ain't the same person or takes the order is not the same person that's making the order. The customer don't know that unless you communicate that. That's where you took a people model, the process model. You got that now. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what else can we steal from Chick-fil-A? We got people, we got the people model, we got the process model, and here's the third thing I steal from Chick-fil-A. Number 3. The product model. The product model. Now, most of us think we go to Chick-fil-A for chicken, but I don't think that's accurate. I think that what we like about the end product is the fact that all of the components of Chick-fil-A is connected to the product. My experience is not just the food. It's not just the chicken. It's the overall experience of my interaction with the restaurant. So if you can start thinking about what people can I take my raw idea, the thing that I want to do, and transfer that to them. If I can start thinking what processes should be in place in terms of steps, software, system, if I can think about, okay, in terms of the overall product, here's the question you ask yourself. What does someone get when they get me? What does someone get when they get my company? Like, better question to ask is, what do they walk away saying? You predict that in advance and then create the product. I want a person to walk away saying that they experienced this, felt this, and received this. When you think through that, ladies and gentlemen, you can steal from Chick-fil-A and you can run a bag up. What should your team or what should you say in reply to someone? Like Chick-fil-A trained them to say it's a pleasure. What should you say in response? Hey, check this one out. What should you say if someone's disgruntled? Does your team apologize or what is the wording? My team is trained to say thank you versus I'm sorry. There's a whole reason behind that. Thank you for your patience, not sorry. There's a big difference. Here's why. Because you have to understand whenever you are interacting in terms of communication, it's my job as a CEO to train the team on what to communicate, how to communicate. How do you rectify a problem? What do you say if the client's on a subscription and they decide to cancel it? Is that pre-scripted? It should be. What do you say if a person used to work with you or come to you every 90 days and you haven't heard from them in over a year and you look up and you realize they're working with someone else? What message goes out? What's your win-back process? Ooh, this is what we steal from Chick-fil-A, predictability. If you don't have predictability in your business, chances are we cannot build a brand, we cannot build something extensive. Shout out to Chick-fil-A, y'all will send me a gift card for this. Because I took a whole episode to talk about you and how impressed I am with what you do. So this has been another episode of Monetize with Marcus. Don't forget, these are 3 things you can steal from Chick-fil-A. The people model, the process model, and the product model. Do me one favor, click that subscribe button. Don't be in here stealing and walking out and receiving great information. I only ask you for one thing. This camera you're seeing me on, camera 1, camera 2, switch to the other one. That ain't free. Go to the other one. That ain't free. Stand up, let me go over here. That ain't free. So since I'm investing money to educate you, I only ask you to do one thing. Subscribe and share this with someone who could benefit from it. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. If you need me, you know where to find me. I'll be over here minding my online business. I'll see you in the next episode.